This message I have today is probably going to be a little bit controversial. I mean, a lot of people probably aren't going to agree with me. And a lot of people, I understand a lot of you don't care for Joe Rogan, and I get that as a person, okay? Joe's interesting individual. He probably kind of swings a little bit to the, Republican side of the ticket in the common sense side of the world. He kind of does. So nobody doesn't all agree with Joe Rogan and his standpoints. But there's something about Joe Rogan that I always think about, is that the simple fact is, whether it's Democratic, Republican, it doesn't really matter. But whatever the truth is, that's where Joe's going to go. Joe's going to go to the truth no matter what. And that's why I think Joe Rogan is so loved by so many people, and including myself. I really like listening to Joe, and I think he would do great. And, in light of what President Trump was talking about the other day, he was saying that instead of having people like Fox News, CNN, New York Times, and a lot of the other publications come in and do the press briefings at the White House, he was wanting to invite podcasters. And I think now is the perfect time for Rogan to step up and fill them shoes and start his own network. I know this is going to sound a little extreme, but let's just be honest on how badly Fox News is manipulated, how CNN is so badly manipulated. The whole news, all of our news is so badly manipulated. There's a couple ones that stand out that don't seem to swing on either side of the fence. One that comes into my mind right away is News Nation. And they're not very opinionated. They're just right about the news. And what I just like about Joe is, like I stated earlier, is that it doesn't matter if it's Republican, Democratic, whatever he feels is right, he stands for. And it could be on a Democratic issue, it could be on a Republican issue, and that's why Joe is so loved. And I think Joe would be great to have a full-time network ran by Joe. And I understand. I was listening to his podcast the other day. Joe was saying he only has maybe 3 employees that run that podcast, which is pretty crazy. He's gone so famous, and he was talking about how much of an impact Jamie's made to his career, which is Jamie's his sound guy, and he's got a booker and somebody that takes care of all the traveling for all his guests and stuff. But I really think that Joe Rogan would be a great individual to run a network. And we just don't have a lot of good leadership. I think Tucker Carlson would be too one-sided for me. I'm not saying I'm Democrat or Republican. I'm just saying, I see both sides on some issues. And that's what's nice about Joe. And I really think that he should start his own network. Right now, today, Joe Rogan, you should be listening to me right now. You should be starting your own network. You're so loved by so many. And if the United States White House is going to open up to podcasters instead of news media, I think that's the best thing ever. Because, the thing about the news media, they can listen to what the president's saying, but a lot of them, even in their questioning, are still pushing an agenda. They're not looking for the facts that the president's trying to explain to them. They're still trying to push an agenda. And that's with their questioning, they do it. Time and time again. You've seen it when Trump was last time being president. The CNN, a lot of them tried to push an agenda in their questioning instead of just getting the facts for us. And I think that's where Joe Rogan would excel. He would be a great man for that. And so would many other great podcasters that they would do way better than Fox News and CNN, hands down, the first day. Just because, like I said, CNN, they all attacked Trump the entire time. And it was fake news. And I'm not even a Trump supporter, and I know it was fake news. I know what they were trying to do. And I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't think he's a great guy for our country. But yet, it had went down that way. It's kind of sad, and I always thought maybe the media was ran by our government like a lot of the other countries, but really, bottom line, it's really not, because of how badly they did do Trump. But maybe it is because the Illuminati or the powers that be didn't care for Trump. I'm not quite sure. But this is me calling out Joe Rogan, and I think he would be a great person to be podcasting at the White House. That would be awesome. And I know Trump would want that. Anyways, thanks for watching. What other podcasters would you want at the White House coming up when they're allowed to, when Trump becomes president? Theo Vaughn. There's lots of them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care.